This is a concept for a unified messaging system for the Apple iPhone. Currently, we have two different apps that can take messages. One is your voicemail section of your phone app, and the other is obviously your messages application. This is a concept of how we can combine those two to create a new unified messaging platform that's more consistent. Imagine we have a situation where I can come to my settings and I can scroll down to my phone settings. We have a new setting called voicemail to messages, and all we have to do is simply turn that on. Maybe this option isn't available on some carriers, but if you have certain carriers, maybe this is on. So at this point, I've got this new setting on, and eventually what happens is I get a call coming in. Now, maybe I can't take this call from my friend Paul right now. I'd like to, but I can't. I'm just going to let it roll to voicemail. And a little while later, what's going to happen is bling bling, I'm going to get a notification, and it's going to say, hey, your Messages app has a voicemail to messages from Paul H. Now notice it's the phone app, it's the Messages app. So sometime later that day, I've got some time, I want to go listen to what my friend Paul had to say. I unlock my phone, I come down here, and I notice I've got some new notifications here in my Messages app. So I'm going to come in here, and at the top of the list, I'm going to see that message from my friend Paul. Now, instead of just saying what the message is, it says transcribed, again, to let us know, just like in voicemail today, that this is a transcription of an original audio message, because maybe the transcription wasn't quite perfect. Maybe there's an icon that even shows that this is a voicemail message. Either way, it's in my list of messages in a unified place called Messages, because this is a message from my friend Paul. It just happens to be a voicemail message. So either way, I click on my friend Paul and I come into here, and you can see that I've been having a conversation with my friend Paul, but at this point, Paul's left me a voicemail message, and it says transcribed, and it says message from voicemail Tuesday, and it gives me a time. Now, all these elements already exist. We already have audio iMessages that have this play button, have the little waveform and the number of seconds. But I'm also bringing in some elements from the voicemail box right now. We say transcribed, and we have the transcription. Here, what we might do is we might actually add a call back button that would then trigger the phone app to open up my friend Paul's number and call him back. But really, you know what? I don't really like giving people calls. I'd rather give somebody a text message. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my preferred way to communicate with my friend Paul, and just click on the text and send him a text message and say, hey, how about this weekend, and hit the send button. And now what I've done is I have this running conversation with my friend Paul. We started a conversation in text. He left me a voicemail. It's still here in my application. I can see it. He can see it. And I'm saying, how about this weekend? As a text message or response. So now what I've done is I've taken a conversation out of a form that I don't want to be in, phone calls and voicemail, and I've converted it into a text messaging stream, and it's all unified in one consistent, clear, linear place where I can see the entire flow of the entire conversation. I think this would make, when you get a call and you just send that to a message, or you message them back instead of taking the call, I think the idea of having all of this in one place would be really awesome. So Apple, if you're listening, this is on my wish list. I'd really love if you could create an integrated experience for us, a simpler experience for us when it comes to integrating voicemail into messages. So thank you very much.